I think when you get potatoes that get to this point, it's time for a potato reveal. You can see that those container potatoes are looking a little bit worse for wear. As far as I'm aware, they're second earlies, so mid-July to end of July they should be ready for harvesting anyway. And as we've discussed on previous videos, things have been a bit strange this year with weather. You're kinda in a position where you're not sure if they're going to be fully grown or not. But once your plants start to die back, whatever's below the surface of that is not going to grow any bigger anyway. We're going to harvest that container today, and fingers crossed we get a bit of something out of that. And that's the great thing about potato reveals. Until you actually empty that container, you never know what's in there. It could be great, it could be poor, but if it's in between and we get a bit of something, I'm always grateful for that. Before I actually bring it in here, I am going to cut those tops off and then put them into a bin. I don't want to be cutting them off in here around these tomatoes, because both of those plants are in nightshade family and they can transfer disease from one variety to other. So the best thing to do when your plants are dying back or looking a little bit poorly is cut them off outside, put them straight in bin, and then we'll bring that container in here and we'll see what we get. So let's get all this cut away and then take this inside. So we've got that sorted out, ready for that reveal. Every single potato container that I set up this year, I'll put a label in. I must have about 4 that for some reason I haven't got labels in. And I think it's because I've been using these for labels this year. I can only assume that birds must be pulling them out because they are very light. Maybe they need a couple for a nest. For whatever reason it is, for a few of these containers that we're going to be harvesting over the next few weeks, I'm not going to be 100% sure whether they're second earlies or main crops, or even what variety they are. The only way we can find out is to get it emptied. Everybody loves a potato reveal. It's the excitement and never knowing what you're going to get when you empty those containers. But just before we do that, I want to say thank you very much to our latest donators, and they are Sean 8301, Chico's mummy, and Jane Wormsley. We're now doing videos 7 days a week, so those donations are a massive help to us to help pay towards compost, fertiliser and seeds. So thank you so much for making those donations, and I'll make sure that they're put to very good use. Let's see what's in this container. Well, there goes nothing. First appearances of that, it's very wet. But we have got quite big holes in the bottom of that container. But I can't see any potatoes. So we're best just dig in and have a look. Well, that is a very good start. I can't tell what sort of potatoes they might be. I'm pleased at that size. In fact, actually, this has got a bit of red on it again. So these might also be kestrel second early. And there's another one. That size of potato is perfect for a second early. And I just spied this, a label, kestrel second earlies. So that's brilliant. Let's get rid of some of these stems and see what else we've got. Straight away, an amazing amount of potatoes all together in a bunch. Brilliant. I'm still keeping the smallest ones as well. Let's get these shook out a bit. I'm not keeping them though. So, seed potatoes completely rotted away. And I think I saw another one. And that one's also gone. But it looks like we've got a good amount of potatoes in here, and that's brilliant. Really impressed with the size of those. And we'll start popping them in here. Really good sizes. No scab on these at all either. And they're all perfectly firm. Brilliant. That's quite a lot of potatoes to start with. See if there's any more. There's another really nice one. And we've still got some more. Take that root away. Two nice sized ones again. This is a pretty good harvest. I'm going to start and transfer this compost into that tub. We'll dry this out at some point. And then maybe we can use some of it again. Another one. And we've got a couple more here as well. Slightly smaller, still perfectly fine. Let's just go through the last bit of this. Oh, there's another good sized one there. So that's pretty much everything out of there now. Well, I'm definitely pleased with that outcome. That potato plant had virtually died all the way back, and you never know whether it's because of disease or whether it's just reached the end of its growing. The condition of these potatoes are really good. There's no scab on them. They're a good size. So that plant had basically just finished. All we need to do now is that weigh in and see what we got out of this one. The last container we emptied that also had kestrels in had 1.95 pound of potatoes. This container is slightly bigger, so they should weigh that little bit more. So here we go, moment of truth. Did we get more potatoes in weight than we did before? I'm pretty sure that we have. But I like to weigh everything as we go through season. And just hope that those harvests get bigger and bigger each time. So we'll get all these in here. There's a bit of dirt on some of them, but it's not going to make a deal of difference. But we have got some really nice sized potatoes here. I might have to do a potato freezing video on Cooking Channel, because you can freeze potatoes, in case people don't realise that. And I've frozen, chopped into little roast potato size, and I've also frozen as pre-made chips. So if we get an excess of potatoes, we'll probably do a video on that. Link to Cooking Channels in description if you want to take a look at the videos we've already done. But for now, we're interested in this. I can tell already it's going to be quite a bit heavier. We'll get this tied up, and then we'll get his trusty scales on go, and we'll have a look, see what we got. I'll just set these scales to 0 on pounds. There we go. Well, I'm pleased with that result. I'll give you a close-up look. So there we go. Just over £4 of potatoes. Brilliant. Really pleased with the outcome of that harvest. We've got just over double what we got from that last container. And the one we've just emptied wasn't that much bigger than the one we previously did. So as always, you never know what you're going to get. £4 of clean, undamaged potatoes. Now that's a very good result. So we'll take these in, we'll clean them up a bit, and then we'll decide later on what we're going to do with them. I know I've already got another bag of potatoes in that fridge, so it might have to be that freezing video, since we've got some as well that are quite a good size. I did have another comment a day or so ago regarding that carrot container that we emptied, and I was asked how long it took to grow those carrots. At that time I couldn't remember offhand, but since then I have backtracked on those videos to find out when we did sow those carrots, and it was in January. So basically it took 6 months for all those carrots to reach the size that they did, and again we got a really good result from that as well. But obviously that was in January, so that was winter. So if you sow some seeds now, they're going to germinate quicker and they're going to grow a lot quicker, and there's 5 months left between now and Christmas. So if you sow yourself a container or two, you should be harvesting carrots at that size by Christmas. Just to finish off, we started off with a mystery container. We couldn't find a label at all, so we never knew what we were harvesting in the first place. But then we found that label. It had just slipped outside of that compost, and we found out that those were actually Kestrel second early potatoes. So mystery solved, and a brilliant harvest. If you want to see other containers that we're going to be emptying over the next few months, please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time.